Imagine a place where flowers bloom in abundance, where the air smells of fertile earth, and the promise of a good harvest fills every heart. A haven of peace in the midst of everyday life. But what happens when that very place, seemingly blessed by nature, becomes a silent cemetery? A dark secret, as deep as the roots that intertwine beneath our feet. Today, I invite you to unearth a truth that has remained hidden for decades. If you are intrigued by real stories that challenge our perception of the mundane and dare to look beyond the surface, subscribe to our channel. Join a community that seeks answers others are too afraid to find. And before we delve into this mystery, leave a comment with the word secret if you believe that every garden, no matter how beautiful, could be hiding an untold story. It was the year 1931, in a small rural community in Georgia. The sun rose timidly over the horizon, casting a golden hue over the vast fields of corn and cotton that stretched for miles. The lingering memories of the prosperous past were overshadowed by the harsh reality of the Great Depression, where each day brought new struggles and hardships. People clung to hope like fragile lifeline, relying on their community for support and solidarity in times of need. It was amidst this backdrop of adversity that our story unfolds, in a place where resilience and perseverance were as the fertile earth itself. In the tranquility of the early morning, the mist gently caressed the fragile petals of the blooming flowers. The gardener rose with the first light of dawn. His weathered hands, testament to years of toiling under the sun's watchful gaze, carried with them the ancient knowledge passed down through generations. Each plant, each flower, seemed to respond to his touch in a dance as old as time itself. The vibrant colors that painted his garden were not only a feast for the eyes, but also a symphony for the soul. As he moved through the rows of delicate roses and sturdy sunflowers, his press seemed to infuse life into every living being around him. The birds sang in harmonious chorus, celebrating his daily ritual of nurturing and caring for nature's creations. His commitment was unwavering, his dedication unmatched. In those moments of solitary communion with story, he became one with the earth, with its secrets and its wonders. To witness him at work was to witness an artist painting on nature's canvas, creating masterpieces that would rival even the most renewed works of art. The shadows of the night stretched over the garden, transforming the daytime harmony into a sinister show. While the moon raised its pale face in the starry sky, the family contours of the flowers and plants distorted into the silver light. An oppressive silence hovered in the air, interrupted only by the occasional rustle from leaves to the night wind. The murmurs of the trees seemed to whisper ancient secrets, while night creatures began to awaken under the protection of darkness. Some invisible presence hovered over the garden, a spectrum of uncertainty that shivered the spine of the bravest. It was as if the plants themselves, silent witnesses of life and death, to keep unfathomable secrets under their deep roots. An aura of mystery and malice permeated the air, defying any countenance of tranquility that the day colors could evoke. Despite his outward appearance of concern and willingness to help in the searches for the missing individuals, some observant members of the community began to notice but chilling details about the gardener's behavior. There was the right intensity in his gaze when he, though in the one, was look, the momentary flicker of darkness that seemed out of place on the face known for its warm smiles and gentle device. Rumors started circulating among the townsfolk, whispered in hushed tones behind closed doors. Some recalled peculiar occasions when they have their glimpsed shadows moving furtively in the depths of history at odd hours of the night. Few even claimed to have heard muffled cries carried by the wind from his secluded abode. The once admired gardener's aura of mystery had shifted imperceptibly into an unsettling cloak of suspicion, casting double on the very soul of the vibrant garden headed with such meticulous care. The weeks dragged, heavy and uncertain, while the ghost of the missing people hovered over the community like an ethereal shadow. Each absence made a palpable void, a sense of loss that infiltrated the previously welcoming streets. The residents' tense faces reflected the growing restlessness that spread like a plague, even contaminating the most remote corners of Georgia's small town. Where before the camaraderie and the human warmth, fear and distrust were now prevailed. The children no longer played free in the afternoon. The scarce laughs were drowned out by the weight of the unknown. Doors were locked with redoubled caution, watched windows as if the night's fresh air could bring with it the dark secrets that haunted the garden of the beloved gardener. The tension was almost palpable, an oppressive mantle that involved each interaction. Every stealth gaze exchanged between neighbors, once united for the prosperity and simplicity of rural life. Police investigations, devoid of solid clues, plunged into the almost palpable fabric of fear that involved the community. The agents confronted a puzzle that seemed to have no solution, scouring each garden in search of dodge answers. The metallic glow of the lanterns cut the darkness of the night, projecting shadows distorted in mysteriously immaculate flowers. Each tap in the wetland, every sigh divorced from hope, echoed as a silent lament among the meticulously arranged flower beds. Each interrogated resident launched only unconnected fragments of uncertain information, feeding the claustrophobic sensation that had closed on the scene of the unprecedented crime. And so, as the village dived into a spiral of mutual distrust and growing fear, the gardener continued to water his plants with a disturbing serenity, as if his flowers could never witness the hidden secrets under his idyllic appearance. The gardener, in his nightly routine after the moon had risen to its zenith, would venture into the heart of his garden with a lantern in hand. The soft glow illuminated the twisting paths between the verdant beds of roses and lilies, casting eerie shadows that danced with each flicker of the flame. It was during one of these night wanderings that an unusual sound caught his attention. At first, it was barely more than a whisper on the gentle breeze, the fleeting echo too elusive to grasp. Intrigued yet cautious, he followed the sound to its source, secluded corner hidden beneath a tangle of thorny vines. As he knelt down and carefully unraveled the greenery obscure his discovery, his eyes widened in disbelief at what lay before him. Glint of moonlight revealed a forgotten fragment of bone, partially buried in the moist earth. Macabre relic that sent shivers down his spine and unraveled the threadbare veil, concealing the truth behind the garden's deceptive beauty. As the gardener knelt by the patch of disturbed earth, his hands trembling slightly, he dug deeper into the soft soil with a trowel. The metallic clink of metal against stone reverberated in the stillness of the night, a stark contrast to the usual symphony of rustling leaves and chirping crickets that serenaded his garden. With each shovelful of dirt removed, sickening performance began to take hold in his chest, like a heavy weight pressing down on his conscience. The earth that had once yielded bountiful harvests now held a dark secret, one that no floral beauty could conceal. And as he has uncovered the remnants of a forgotten past, bits of fabric, tarnished jewelry, and final, the weather-opening lock with an envying that feeling chills down his spine, the nature of his garden was unveiled in all its gruesome period. The gardener's shovel struck the hard earth, uncovering ancient roots tangled in a dark embrace. The sense of foreboding filled the still night air. The moon, casting its silvery glow over the macabre scene, seemed to pause in its eternal journey, as if reluctant to witness the horror buried beneath. With each layer of soil removed, the parade of long-forgotten memories emerged from their earthen tomb. Fractured bones intertwined with decaying fabric told a tale of anguish and despair, the narrative woven with threads of betrayal and unfathomable cruelty. It was not just the fickle remnants of those loose souls that surfaced, it was the weight of untold stories, etched into the very essence of the garden's soil. And as the gardener stood the renounced of lives extinguished under the veil of night, he realized that some secrets were never meant to see the light of day, shrouded in darkness for eternity. The river that never gave back its dead is a local legend rooted on the banks of the Mississippi River, where the waters flow impetized under the pale light of the moon. It is said to be a place where the lost laments echo through the surrounding hills, a chorus of despair that is never silenced. The voracious current embraces the secrets buried in their dark depths, keeping them with enviable zeal. The lost souls that venture into their waters never return to the surface, condemned to wander through the hidden corners of collective memory. The morning fog that rises from the banks of the river whispers ancient stories of wrecks and announced tragedies, seedlings of a macabre past that refuses to be forgotten. The imposing silence that permeates the fertile margins seems to echo with the weight of guilt and remorse, an aura of repentance perpetuated by the relentless waters of Mississippi. The story you have discovered today is only the tip of the iceberg of the dark secrets our world can hold. If this immersion into the depths of human nature has left you breathless, make sure to like this video so we can continue exploring the darkest corners of reality together. And now, get ready for the next revelation. In our next video, we will unearth the chilling story of 1955, Mississippi, the river that never gave back its dead. A local legend that speaks of lost souls, and a river that holds secrets the current can never wash away. Click here to be the first to discover this new mystery. We are waiting for you.